This is the KW Hat and Wand Club. It's a group for magicians to get together and talk about their craft, their passion, and their love for magic. These are the longtime members: President Gerard Dietrich, Treasurer John Buitendijk, Secretary Daryl Hutton, and professional magician Romain Sidzlowski. They're an extremely kind bunch who are always looking for new members that share the same passion as they do.
And I said to my dad, I said, I'm quitting school, I'm going in the show business. And my dad said, like hell you are, you're 15 and a half, you're going to finish school.
My parents got a television, brought this guest into our home, and on this television they had a program called the Ed Sullivan Show. Well, I saw Ed Sullivan, and I saw such entertainers as Jay Marshall. He was the first ventriloquist that I knew of.
Anyhow, in '66 I came to Canada and did some magic in the first years. I used to do also the manipulation that time, and the razor blade tricks where you swallow razor blades and then they come out sting.
The Conklins were there doing a show, and I was sitting there with my friend and we were talking about the levitations and that. I was tapped on the shoulder and it was Doug Henning. He wasn't famous then. He said, oh, I'm a magician too, and this is my sister. And I said, well, why don't we go out later to George's Chinese restaurant, you know? So we did, and we sat there for 3 hours talking about magic.
And during these get-togethers, they also like to show what they've got up their sleeves.
Change them to American moment.
And I thought, no, he's not going to do that thing where it vanishes up the sleeve again, you know? But he says, oh no, nay, it comes out the other side a completely different color. Now, I was so stunned when I first saw this, and I couldn't applaud. Very much like a lot of you people here.
But the key thing is, when you do this, make sure you never lift your hand. Because if you do, you spoil the whole illusion, and then you end up having three. Oh my goodness. Say, here we go. And I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so don't lift this hand because it... Oh. Guys, I'm becoming an older magician because I'm beginning to see spots. I'm sorry.
Magic has changed drastically though, and these pioneers, with more experience amongst them than you could even imagine, like to reminisce about what magic used to be in its heyday.
Most kids today, they're getting their magic or their instruction from YouTube.
I've been in magic a long time. In fact, people ask me how old I am, and I always tell them the same thing. I'm somewhere between John Travolta and death. You don't know who John Travolta is? Oh God, I'm really old, you know.
And I had some junior magicians that were blossoming and coming up. And so they were some of the people that were involved in my show.
But magic isn't something you just start doing. Usually there's a reason or a tipping point that pushes you in its direction. And if you're lucky enough to get pushed in that direction, maybe one day it'll become a passion. And if you're interested in joining the KW Hat and Wand Club, contact Daryl or Gerard at 519-829-5393. For Spoke Online, I'm Justin Ford.
I had an uncle who used preparation aids for 20 years. Didn't get rid of his hemorrhoids, but it shrunk his finger. But